Hey guys, Attorney Jeff Goldtrap here in Nashville, and wanted to help you with a question today. What is separate and what is marital property? And better yet, why should I care? Well, separate property, just think about that word, is separate. If you and I were at a coffee shop together, I could say, I have separate property. I have this cup of coffee. And everybody laughs. Well, of course you have separate property. Of course that's your cup of coffee. I wouldn't think of drinking out of your cup of coffee. Well, of course not. Now, if you're married, what's yours is mine and mine is yours. Or as my wife says, what's hers is hers and what's mine is hers. Now, actually, that's okay. But separate and marital, what's marital property belongs to the couple, the marriage, the family. And so let's think about what might be separate. Well, if I came into a marriage, and maybe before I married this person, maybe I did well on a few things, and maybe I bought some rental property. Maybe I owned 2 or 3 pieces of rental property. Well, when I came into the marriage, I already had these pieces of rental property. And during the time of the marriage, I never changed the names on the property. I never included my spouse's name on deeds or other documents. The money that was made from the rental property was kept in a separate account and used to maintain the property and that sort of thing. And I never brought those properties into the marriage. You might argue, and my attorney certainly would argue, that these are separate and not required to be divided. Okay, well that makes sense, Jeff. Well, what's marital? Well, let's take that same analogy. I was married, or I was single, and I bought some real estate. I bought some houses that I rented out, and I made money from those. Excellent. Well, during the marriage, we decided we wanted to buy some more rental property. So we refinanced the rental property houses and refinanced using both our credits and both our bank accounts and bought more rental property. What have I just done? I have just made those separate assets of the rental property. I've just made those marital. I've brought those into the marriage. Think about it this way. If me and you are at that same coffee house and we each separately wanted to buy a cup of coffee and neither one of us had enough money, I would put in my $1 and you would put in your $1 and we'd buy a $2 cup of coffee and we'd get an extra cup and then we'd divide it out so that it would be an equal amount of coffee for both of us. What was separate, our individual monies, is now marital or joint to produce something, and then when we divide it up, we try to divide it up equally. I hope that's made things clear about what is separate and what is marital, and it's very important to you. I'm Jeff Goldtrap in Nashville. I hope I've given you some information and helped you to make it a great day.